In my first video, I said I am a creator who does not create, and I want to change that. Well, tomorrow is day 30, the last day of the challenge, and I just want to share how I'm feeling as I wrap it up. Welcome back. I'm Adrienne. If you're new here, I have been participating in a 30-day posting challenge with some friends. And it was just to post one video per day for 30 days on YouTube. I set a success metric for myself of 90% completion rate. Excuse me. So, in order to consider this a success, I would need to have posted 27 videos in these 30 days. And I said that because I'm going for consistency and not perfection. So the purpose for me was to get comfortable on camera, just build consistency in general throughout my life, to have a creative outlet and to find my voice, and to figure out what I'm comfortable sharing and how I most enjoy creating. And from the beginning, I had already decided that I was not focused on analytics. Like did not care about views, subscribers, likes, comments, any of that. Moved with no strategy this whole time, pretty much. And I was looking at my analytics, but was doing my best to not let that make me feel any type of way. I did have a moment where I almost spiraled, but I had to remind myself that that's not what I was here for. And once I was able to remember that, I was able to detach. Excuse me. And I really just, wanted to move past my perfectionism, because that was one of the things that I allow myself to like hold back from starting, is because of perfectionism, over planning, feeling like I need like a full plan and feeling like I need to know everything about the thing to start it. So how I'm feeling right now, if I'm being honest, I am ready for this challenge to be over. Not because I hated it. It's actually been really great. But some days have been really difficult. It has been a stretch for me for sure, and I have not allowed myself to like be in a situation where I really have to push myself in a long while. I'm so proud of myself and the others in the challenge, and it has been an emotional roller coaster. And I'm a little emotional now at the end because this has really been so much more than a content challenge. I learned so much about myself. And looking back now, like I realized that a lot of these videos that I made over the past month have been like love letters to my younger self, just like things that I needed to hear in the past. So I hope they reach whoever needs to hear them now. But it has really just felt so good to express myself. And I'm so grateful for everyone here, everyone who's been supporting me and rooting me on along the way. Like, I didn't expect that. And I'm just so thankful to each and every one of you. So like I said, I set a success metric of 90%. And I did, assuming I post my final video tomorrow, which I have every intention of doing. Yes, so that will be 27 videos out of 30 days. I did miss 3 days. I was not feeling well. One day I was just really mentally drained. Another day, like I didn't even want to talk to myself. And then this past Friday, I think I was just really busy. I just ran out of time in the day, and I had some other things that took higher priority. So, um, anticipating and planning for obstacles and challenges really helped me to use these 3 free days without any guilt, without beating myself up. And I realized that in the past, I would have felt discouraged had I not, excuse me, given myself this buffer. And I probably would have quit. I would have said, "Oh, I missed one day. Like, it's done. I failed." And that would have been that. So again, with the original goals too, I do feel so much more comfortable on camera than I did on day one. I'm just, I don't know, I don't care as much. And there's still things that I do not like. But I just see them as opportunities for improvement. Like, I know I use a lot of filler words. The ums and the likes are killing me, but I really had to push myself to just let myself do what I do. And that's something that can be changed and that can be worked on. And that'll get better as I continue to keep doing this, you know. Definitely built consistency, flexed my discipline muscle. I'm honestly impressed that I did not burn up those 3 free days sooner. I believe all of them, except maybe one, was in the very last week. And I am finding my voice. It's 100% still developing, but I'm feeling so much more comfortable expressing myself and feeling more comfortable and like I can better articulate my thoughts. And I actually realized that I'm comfortable with sharing more than I anticipated, and I think that grew as I saw that some of the things that I was talking about were resonating with others. Excuse me. As far as like how I enjoy creating content, I originally thought that YouTube would be better for me because I feel like it's easier to create long form content and then repurpose that into short form content, like taking a video and making, I don't know, a post for Instagram that is similar, but maybe from a different angle from that original piece of content. And I do still feel that way, but this has helped me realize that I do not like to be on camera every day. I don't want to have to be on camera every day. But I still would like to be here and continue making videos. Like I said, I had that moment where I almost spiraled out about the analytics, and I had to remind myself that I'm not concerning myself with those things and just detach from it. And once I did that, it really did make this a lot easier. Um, what I learned about creating, fewer notes for me feels more natural. There's some days that I've used no notes at all, and there's other days that I had, you know, like a full outline. And when I have more notes, I feel more mentally prepared going in, but it feels less natural to me. And I feel like having too many notes, um, like distracts me, and I stop thinking about what I actually know I want to say. And I have struggled through this, like allowing myself to just trust that I know what I want to say. So this has been a good exercise in reinforcing that trust and something that I'll continue to work on because I do know that I know what I want to say. And I just need to stop thinking about it so hard. I found that talking about things that I'm actively living was probably like the easier content to make and actually ended up performing very well compared to some of the other things. And the videos I liked the least often performed the best. And that just tells me that that voice in my head that wants to tell me that something I did sucks or that I suck. My inner critic is not a reliable guide, which I know that already, but it definitely is helping me move past that. I also notice a creative process that is kind of emerging organically. So I'm looking forward to continuing to work through that and refine it. So much that I learned about myself in terms of content creation, though, is like I don't like recording at night. My energy is just different. Um, but I did several times just because that's where I was in the day when it was time to do my video. Also, like I realized, you know, I mentioned I missed a day because I was just so mentally drained. And I was talking to a friend of mine about it, and she made such a good point that it's like the same pool of energy that I use when I make videos is the same pool of energy that I use when I'm socializing. And the week that, or the day that I missed because I was feeling mentally drained, I had several social events that week. And like I said, I didn't even want to talk to myself that day. So I was like, I definitely don't want to be on camera. One, I just couldn't, like I could not be bothered. But also I don't want to show up like that either. I don't want to show up and it end up looking or feeling like I'm forcing it. Authenticity is really important to me. Um, accidentally like developed like a motivational toolkit. I talked about the happy hormone hack the day that I didn't want to record and I almost canceled my workout, but then I ended up using my workout to like get the endorphins to come home and record. And from that, it's like slowly I've been building this motivational toolkit to get me moving when I'm just not feeling motivated or just don't have a lot of energy, like taking a nap when I need to, or maybe getting some food, walking, or just talking it out, just sitting down to start, getting in a workout. All of these things have helped. And when none of those things have worked, which did happen one day, I recognize that as my body telling me that I just needed to rest. And that's what happened the day that I wasn't feeling well. I tried everything that usually works and it didn't. And I was like, well, I think I just need to go sit down. And that's what I did. And I felt so much better. And this also just really proved to me that yes, done is better than perfect. Like I said, my perfectionism is one of the things that has really, I've let it hold me back from doing a lot of things. And just getting something done imperfectly has felt so much better than not doing it because it wasn't perfect. In terms of consistency, this just really proved to me that I am capable of showing up for myself. I'm actually very disciplined, and I have spent most of my life thinking that I don't have discipline. And I really just had to figure out what discipline looks like for me and also set myself up for success. Like I said, anticipating and preparing for obstacles and challenges led me to success here. If I had just said, nope, my success metric is 100%, I would possibly not have succeeded in terms of the success metric and probably would have felt bad about it. I would have beat myself up about it. I missed those 3 days and preparing for that like allowed me to do it with grace and keep going. And like I said, old me would have just been like, oh, well, I failed already, so we're done. This is done, and I can't do it, and I have no discipline. It wouldn't have helped me at all whatsoever. Especially week 3 was, I talked about being in the messy middle, and it was like the excitement from the newness had worn off. Excuse me. And I wasn't quite close enough to the end to be like building that excitement or building off of that excitement. And I like legit wanted to quit. I almost did. Like, I realized that I can't rely solely on my mood or my motivation or, positive analytics or anything to keep going. And that's not just with this, it's with anything. And that just tells me that I need to get clear on why I want to do the things that I do because that's what's going to drive me. The outcome, I want to enjoy the journey, but the outcome on days like that is what's going to drive me to keep going when I don't want to keep going and keep the commitments to myself that I made. But yeah, I grew so much. I did not even think it would be possible to grow as much as I have in the past 30 days. And like I said, to me, originally, this was just kind of a challenge, a posting challenge. But my self-trust and my confidence have probably grown the most. Every day that I showed up when I didn't want to, built that. Um, Again, starting to trust that I know what I want to say and I don't need to over prepare and have all these notes and do all this research. The fear of being seen and caring about what others think, that's definitely decreasing. And honestly, because one, things didn't turn out half as bad as I thought. They didn't turn out bad at all. And so many amazing things that I didn't even think about have come from this. And it just feels really good. It reinforced not needing a full plan or to know everything. You always hear start before you're ready, but this was like tangible evidence in my life that it's fine. Everything worked out. And no matter what kind of plan I make, like, I'm gonna run into things that no amount of planning could anticipate. And that definitely happened here, and I know that's going to be the case with anything else that I do. So, some other unexpected things that happened was, like, I mentioned that some of my habits were affected by this. My sleep got better because I was being really aggressive about getting enough sleep because I knew I had to be on camera. And I just wanted to make sure, my brain wasn't foggy. My late night snacks decreased because I like salty snacks and they make me puffy in the morning. So that decreased and just shows that vanity can be a valid motivator. My workouts stayed a little more consistent because I started stacking them with getting my videos done, using that happy hormone hack I mentioned. And I just really have been blown away by the community, like the people who have showed up, the strangers that have showed up supporting me and rooting me on. I've said in some other videos that I was so focused on what could go wrong that it didn't even occur to me like what could go right. And I feel so loved and so supported. And I definitely just did not expect that. The confidence that has grown, like, I already see how it's, like, spreading into other areas of my life. I feel so much more confident about starting things before I'm ready, feeling comfortable getting out of my comfort zone, whether it's something new or just something that I'm afraid of. And again, just not really caring so much about what other people think. The challenge itself became such a huge life lesson that I never planned for, and I'm just so happy that I decided to do this. So tomorrow's the next day, the last day, and I'm not after the challenge is done, I am not planning to post daily, but I'm not leaving either. I still want to be here. I just need to figure out what content creation is going to look like for me moving forward, what's sustainable, where I want to be. I want to post elsewhere. I want to do some writing as well. So still kind of figuring that out, but I'm not going anywhere and I'm looking forward to continuing to build something here. And to everyone who showed up, thank you so much for making this ours, not just mine. To anyone who's been watching and thinking about starting their own thing, like you just watched me do this imperfectly, messy, and sometimes very reluctantly, and something really real has been built here anyways. So I did say on day one, like I said, that I am a creator who does not create, and I really want to change that. And hey, the past month says otherwise, 27 videos in 30 days. So I'll see y'all tomorrow, and I'm going to be sharing some tips about starting your YouTube channel before you're ready. All right, thanks again. Bye.